And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
In the room, saying select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
What is up, guys? Dirty Boot Sports, and we are back with another episode. This is episode 111, I believe. I believe we did 110 the other day.
111.
Yep. We are back, though, with some basketball talk. It's, I believe, 10 days from the end of the NBA season. And with the play-in situation that came into the NBA about 2 or 3 years ago, it has made this end of the regular season just incredible. There's, especially in the Western side, there's just so much going on, and it's making for where every game that takes place every night seems to have an impact on the standings, and that's exactly what the NBA wanted, and it's making for a great product. It really is. It's just me and Peyton tonight. The other guys are out. We'll be putting more content out this week, though. This is probably one of our busier weeks in a while. Glad to see that, though. We're getting back in the groove of everything. Preparing for next week with draft month. It's going to be even better. The Masters.
Let's go.
Yeah. But yeah,
CBS.
we're going to, yeah, heck yeah. We're going to get into this. Just pretty basic, just basketball talk. Keep it strictly to NBA. We've done plenty of March Madness talk, so
Yeah.
Let's get into this. I guess let's start on the West.
Yeah.
I mean, the West. The West, it's a lot more interesting in my opinion. The teams are just better and bigger stars. Every star in the freaking league's in the West, it seems. Up top dog, you still got the Nuggets, but they're starting to not fade, but
Starting to become Denver.
yeah,
You know
you want to
Denver
say
is?
that. Who?
Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean,
could see
they
that.
got some stars.
Yeah,
They win a lot of regular season games, but when it comes to the playoffs,
yeah.
they just never seem to.
Had a conference championship run one time,
Yeah,
but that
yeah,
was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, just like Denver did. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's just very similar teams.
It really is. Yeah. And you got the star with Jokic and Jefferson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or Dalvin Cook and Jamal Murray, those kind of guys.
Same
yeah.
type guys there. Yeah.
Don't really talk much.
No. They just play.
Yeah.
And you're like, you get your hopes up. Okay, then you know what? They might do it this year. And then it's like, no, it's still the same old Vikings. It's still the same old Nuggets.
And they're almost getting to the point where they're kind of like the Hawks team from
Yes.
mid-2010s with
Yes.
Horford,
Al Horford,
Millsap,
yeah.
Jeff Teague,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kyle Korver. And they had like 4 All-Stars that year.
Yeah.
But the Nuggets, they're still a dangerous team. They're 5-5 in their last 10, actually on a 4-game win streak. They did go through a really rough patch that you pretty much saw Embiid become the front runner for MVP. And Jokic has kind of come out and said, like, I don't want the MVP, which has been really interesting to me. It's almost like he's rooting for Embiid to get it.
I think he doesn't want to kind of just go in the playoffs a little under the radar, maybe not have the pressure on him.
And I really think the whole 3-time MVP thing, with how rare of a club it is, I think that he doesn't want that pressure around for his whole career. Because, I mean, if he wins his third, he's going to join, I believe it's MJ, Bird, and either Wilt or Kareem. One of them. That's it. And this is a guy that, as we said, hasn't been out of the conference finals. And so if he wins that,
once.
yeah, and that was the bubble year, I believe. So, I mean, if he wins that third straight, he's automatically in the Hall of Fame, which he probably already is now. But for the next 10 years of his career, which he has plenty of time left to play, it's going to be just constant comparisons and media narratives, and it's going to be bad.
Well, let me ask you this. I was thinking about this driving over here. He wins it last year, okay?
Yeah.
They're a 6 seed because Jamal Murray gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal Murray's healthy this year. They're a 1 seed.
Yeah.
So, like...
And they also had Michael Porter Jr. hurt last year, too.
Right. Who I think, if they do anything in the playoffs, it's going to be because of Michael Porter Jr. I think he's the key to that team. But it's almost like... And he has the same stats as he had last year, basically.
Yeah, a little. I think he's a little bit closer to that triple double, but
like
not too much different.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Like if you take Embiid off the Sixers, they're probably a play-in type team.
Yeah, they're around there.
And yet, I mean, they're a 3 seed right now, which basically they were, I think, were a 4 seed, 5th seed.
They're always in that 3 to 6 range.
Yeah. But I mean, if you took. I feel like, I don't know, Embiid just carries more of the load, I guess. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's more of the. Joker's good. Joker's get 3 MVPs in a row. That just doesn't feel right to me. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people are feeling, and I think part of what makes that conversation happen is like Jokic. So, part of his beauty relies so much on his passing. Probably the best passing big man we ever had. And whenever Embiid plays, I mean, what does he average? Probably 3 assists at max. Yeah. Like he's your traditional Shaq type center where you give him the ball, he's going to dominate you.
I mean,
he's not looking for anybody else.
He was averaging 33 a game.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that might be part of why the Nuggets were a 6 seed last year is like Jokic focuses so much on the assist and stuff like that when you don't have a Jamal Murray who's a knockdown shooter, Michael Porter Jr. who will, every time you throw him the ball, he'll throw that shot up. Like he don't care. When you don't have those kinds of guys, like your game is definitely changed. Yes. And Jokic can go and just get a bucket. He really can. There was a Clippers game this year where I think he dropped 40. It was he gets it done in a way that it's ugly. It really is. He goes to the rim, he just throws the ball up, and you're like, how?
I heard Ryan Russillo talk about this the other day, and he's not a golfer, but he's like, Jokic reminds me of the golfer that hits it off the tee okay, misses a lot of fairways, but when he gets around the green, gets up and down from everywhere. It's not real pretty golf, but he gets it done.
Yeah,
and then like Embiid and Jokic or Embiid and Giannis are the guys that hits it 340 off the tee. Just has the swing, looks the part.
Yeah, and
then they get done on the hole, and you're like, hey, Giannis, what did you make on that hole? I made a 5. Embiid, what'd you make a 5? Jokic, what did you make? A 4.
Yeah,
just because he can, and that's it made me think that.
Yeah.
I was like, it makes sense, I mean, that's what he is.
Definitely. And I think the MVP odds right now, I think they're both back to minus 125. Like it's so weird. Embiid did sit out a game the other night, partially because of injury, but he played like 2 nights before, and dropped 46 on the Warriors. So.
I looked it up
with 22 free throws.
Jokic has played 67 games, and Embiid's played 61 games.
Yeah,
so it's not a lot of big.
I did see a stat today. I think this is Embiid's 12th or 13th game missed, something like that. They said that'd be the most for an MVP winner like ever.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, and that might come into effect.
Hey, and if you're a Philly fan, you're happy with 12 games because there for the first 3 years, it was every game.
He missed like 2.5 years.
Yeah. So
trust the process.
Yeah, that's right. Trust the process.
And they've trusted it. And he was every bit worth that process.
Yes, he was.
So,
I mean, and he really was hurt 3.5 years because he was not healthy in college either.
No,
I mean, it's pretty remarkable how the turnaround he's made.
Yep. And then there's Ben Simmons.
Yes. Still can't shoot.
Yeah. But yeah, that's enough for the Nuggets. Right behind them, the Grizzlies, who the whole Ja Morant situation is kind of settled out, and it's in the past, I guess you could say now. He's back. They're on a 7-game win streak. I believe only like 2 or 3 of those wins are with him. He hasn't played much. He has a black face mask on. I don't really know why. I don't think he's hurt.
No.
It's really weird. He's got like the LeBron mask.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Wow. They're also 33-5 at home, which is pretty crazy. I did not realize that till last night. 15-22 on the road. That's just.
What was when Golden State 173? What was their home record that you know?
I believe like 40-2. It was or 40-1.
I mean, it just shows you the.
We lost very few.
Right. I mean, it's crazy that the Memphis is on that same track record at home almost.
I'm about to look. Let me see. 39-2.
39-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, Memphis, interesting. They're 13-2 in their division, which is a pretty weak division. Spurs,
Pretty bad.
Spurs, Rockets.
A lot of tankers in that division.
Spurs, Rockets, Pels, Mavericks, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I always want to include the Thunder with that.
Yeah.
But
The Mavs aren't trying to tank, but it sure does look like it.
yeah. And Luke and Kyrie are barely on the floor together, and one seems to always be hurt, so that definitely helps that record. And then obviously the Zion situation, Rockets and Spurs just don't care. Yeah. But yeah, the Grizzlies are going to be tough. They're when they're all playing together, they just play really well.
They do.
Physical basketball like the Memphis Grizzlies always play. Mm-hmm. It's really crazy to see that that Mark Gasol, Zach Randolph, Tony Allen team.
It still carries on.
You feel it.
Yeah. You do.
Even though no one in the organization's the same.
No, not one person.
But it's just something about it. I guess it's kind of like the Steelers.
Yeah.
Which you've still got Tomlin, who's been there 15 years now. Yeah. But whenever you see the Steelers, you know what kind of game they're about to play. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Grizzlies, they're going to go out there. They're going to play physical. Not going to shoot great. Going to have good defense. And grit and grind it.
They're actually fun to watch, considering they're not really a good shooting team. Or
they are.
It's good ball.
I mean, Ja Morant's fun to watch.
Yes.
If he wasn't a Grizzly and I'm a Warriors fan, I'd like him a lot more. But there's obviously that little hate between us from what's happened the past couple years.
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks he's something. Jaren Jackson Jr. is a DPOY candidate. He's really good. Desmond Bane's very underrated.
Very underrated.
He gets buckets. And then one that I think don't get talked about enough, Tyus Jones. He is so good. He really is. He could have probably got a payday last year, but he came back to the Grizzlies for that backup role, and he was a big part of why the Grizzlies were.
Yeah, that's a good player come off the bench for you.
Yeah, what were they last year? 15-2 or something without Ja. They had a crazy record.
They were almost undefeated.
And he was a big point of that because he's their fifth leading scorer right now, 10 points a game and 5 assists. So, I mean, that's what you want in a backup point guard. Mm-hmm. And he can elevate his game. And also Luke Kennard. Got him at the deadline. Big contract from the Clippers.
Very sneaky pickup.
Yeah, and with the Clippers, he got paid and then pretty much just rode the bench for years. Yeah. He did nothing. I believe I heard last night he's shooting 54% from 3 since he's joined the Grizzlies. Yeah.
Wow. I never got why. I thought he'd be a good fit with the Clippers.
Yeah.
I never understood that.
He's that kind of guy that can just fit in anywhere.
Yeah,
Kyle
exactly.
Korver.
Yes.
55% from 3 it is, actually.
55%.
55% on 5.3 attempts.
Wow.
Yeah. I think he had a 10 for 11 game the other night from 3. So if he keeps doing that in the playoffs, that's a big piece. They did lose Brandon Clark, one of their big men. That'll hurt them. He was very good down the stretch for them last year. A little bit more athletic than Adams, can play in more matchups. Mm-hmm. I'm not really sure the situation with Adams. I don't think he's back yet.
I didn't know he was not.
20 days ago, he received a stem cell injection in his right knee and will be reevaluated in 4 weeks.
Okay.
So he'll be reevaluated in next week.
Good time.
Yeah. And if he gets back, you know what he's going to give you.
Yeah,
got some
playoff time.
Yeah, some experience. And shout out Kenny Lofton. He's getting some playing time, and every time he plays, he scores 7 points. It's crazy. I don't understand. He's going to make a roster somewhere next year. I really feel like he will. What was the game he had the other night? He played 14 minutes against the Spurs. They were down 20 going into the 4th. They put him in kind of to concede defeat, leads them on a comeback. They come back and win an OT. He went 11 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. So
I hope he goes to a team, though, that's a contender-type team and not a team that's not just to get more playing time.
Yeah, Houston,
I don't
Detroit.
Want to go to Houston, Portland, or something like that, and just you go.
He needs to stay in Memphis.
Yeah,
that he fits that kind of play style.
It's a good fit.
It is, and I don't know the contract situations for guys like Adams or Clark, but I know Jaren Jackson's getting paid.
Adams has to be coming up.
Yeah, Xavier Tillman as well. He could replace him. He averages 20 minutes a game still for them. Backup big man. Yeah, I mean Lofton. and he's got such a cult following on Twitter. Like, people love him, and it's crazy to see. And I'm like, I've been seeing him play for 3 years at Tech. Like, I knew who he was before y'all did.
Yeah.
And now everyone loves him. The Grizzlies, though, we know what they're going to be. They're going to be good. It's going to be interesting to see the first seed, how that plays out come the end of the stretch, because, as I said, 3-game difference between the Grizzlies and Nuggets, and the schedules for them are Clippers, Bulls, Blazers, Pelicans, Bucks, Thunder for the Grizzlies. So pretty winnable, but 2 LA games that could go either way. Bucks, obviously. Pels will still be fighting. Thunder will still be fighting. Nuggets have Pelicans, Suns, Warriors, Rockets, Suns, Jazz, Kings.
Ooh.
That's pretty tough. 2 Suns games, a Warriors and Kings game. That's tough.
Wow.
And then the Pels, who are still fighting. Jazz are still fighting. Rockets, who don't care. It could go either way. I expect the Nuggets to hang on, though. 3 games it's a lot. I don't know. I think they have the tiebreaker over them. I'm not for sure. But, then the Kings are in third. They're still playing really good basketball. One of the highest offensive ratings of all time. They're actually one of the teams that doesn't have like a tremendous split on home away, like the Nuggets, Grizzlies, Warriors. 23 and 16 at home, 22 and 14 away. So
the most minutes played by a starting 5 unit in the
really.
NBA.
So that's Fox. Who's their starting 2? Is it Monk?
I thought it was Monk.
I don't know if he starts or not.
I've been wanting to try to watch him play all year. But,
Kevin Huerter.
They don't have many games on TV.
They're
kind of hard to watch.
Yeah. Fox, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, the rookie, and Sabonis. 67, 69, 75, 71, and 73 games started.
Yeah.
That's insane. And all those guys have always been reliable their whole careers.
Yes.
They really have. And then Murray's a pick that I believe he went 4th overall, and it was kind of like overlooked, but he's really fit that team really well. And he got drafted over like Jaden Ivey, a couple guys like that, and it didn't make sense at the time because he's a little bit older. He's 22, 6'8", played at Iowa. You know, they don't really jump out at you.
In any sport. But
I think he either has or he's about to set the 3-point record for a rookie.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's like Harden, Steph, like guys like that at the top of that list. So
and you think Mike Brown, you think defense, they're like 25th ranked in defense.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It's weird. It's just a weird. Yeah. The whole team deal is on that.
I've watched them quite a bit because they play late games, and usually they actually play later than the Warriors this year. Like the Warriors, all their games this year have been at 9 o'clock. Kings have been at 9:30. So when the Warriors in, I flip over, watch the Kings for the last fourth quarter or whatever, and they're fun. They really are. You want to doubt them come playoff time just because they haven't done it, stuff like that. But
it's the Kings.
Yeah. It is the Kings. It is Mike Brown, but I don't know. I just have this feeling like they're going to be tough. I really think they're going to be tougher than people think.
They'll have if it's standings fall now.
Standings right now would have the Warriors play them.
Yeah, I mean,
Draymond Green has said I want to play them.
Well, of course he does.
Yeah. Which he made interesting points with that. He said, you look at our road last year. Last year we opened up with Denver at home, but we had to go to Mile High City and play 2 there. Then we had to travel to Memphis, and as he said, that's an Eastern Conference team. You had to go there twice or 3 times. I forget. It was 3 because they were the home. They were the 2 seed. We were the 3, and then we had who was the conference finals? My God, Mavericks.
Yeah.
Texas. I think he said 4-hour plane ride still. So went there twice. Then the Celtics, 6-hour plane ride. So he's like, yeah,
I'll an hour plane ride.
He said it's an hour bus ride to Sacramento. He said they don't even get on a plane for that.
Okay.
So he said, yeah, give me the Kings, please. That'd be great for our old bodies and and whatever all that we've accumulated in the air over the past decade. So, Yeah, the Kings, though, they're at 3. Fun team. I'm rooting for them. If the Warriors don't win at all, that's who I'm going for.
Absolutely.
And obviously my Harrison Barnes connection is definitely an impact on that. But guys like Fox, Sabonis, they're fun to root for.
I was always a Fox guy coming out of college.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be.
Yeah. And then Davion Mitchell off the bench as well. He's fun to watch from Baylor. And they're a fun team, underdog, haven't been there before. I think it's been 17 years since the playoffs. They haven't officially clinched. They would have clinched last night against the Wolves if they would have won. They did not, though. I was actually watching the game because it was at home. It would have been fun to see that, but I think they're going to Sacramento. Not Sacramento, Portland. So they'll win there.
Portland has closed.
Yeah, they quit. Next up, though, Suns and the Kings. They have the 3 locked down. They're 5 games ahead of the 4 seed, 3 games back of the 2. So not much movement will happen there.
Really, if you're the Suns, you want to stay where you're at anyway.
Yeah.
That's it. Good matchup for you, especially if Paul George is out.
Yeah, the 4 is the Suns for right now. We're getting in the range where we're saying this right now on the 29th. Come the 31st, this entirely might be flipped.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this. The 4 seed Suns are 11 games back of first, while the 11th seed Mavericks are 14.5 games back of first. So that's a 3.5 game difference, not including the Jazz, who are only a game and a half back of the Mavericks and not technically out yet. They're still fighting. 4-game losing streak for them hasn't helped at all. But the Suns, KD's back tonight. They're still, they're a good team. 4-6 in their last 10. So had some big losses, but they seem to win when they need to.
They do. And it seems like a team like, just get me to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just get me there.
Chris Paul,
just
he don't care.
He don't care right now. Just give me the playoffs.
Yeah. DeAndre Ayton, you don't know what you're going to get from him still.
Man, that's frustrating because I feel like he could give you more than what he gives you.
He's a good player,
He's
but
got,
he's
got talent. I mean, he can do it a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
He just never gives you enough, I feel
like. He literally doesn't want to be there.
No.
He has said it.
But he's not going anywhere.
He's signed now. Like, you're done. Accept it.
Accept it. Exactly. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
You're playing with 2 Hall of Famers in KD and Chris Paul.
And then Devin Booker, who's really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Exactly. Dude, you're not going to have much better of a situation anywhere else you go.
And a great coach in Monty Williams.
A great coach in Monty Williams. And you're in Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's not a bad place to live.
A place that people want to go.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Some of the concerns for me, though, whenever they made this KD trade was sending off Michael Bridges and Cameron Johnson, both 6'8" long wings that Mikal Bridges especially was like top 5 defensive player of the year last year. Cam Johnson is more of a shooter, but he can still play some defense. How are they going to take over that role? Like who was going to fill in, bring that defense? Because KD, when he's not a Warrior, doesn't really care for defense. Josh Okogie has been a big part of that. He was a first-round pick? Yeah, first-round pick to Minnesota. Played out his contract there, hit free agency, signed for Phoenix just to come play for a contender. Really good player. He's playing really good defense. Bit undersized. He's 6'4", playing small forward, but if you watch him, it's kind of like watching Gary Payton, where he plays bigger than what he is. And I believe he blocked Sabonis the other night, I think, to win a game. He makes big plays, wears a mask. I think he has a facial injury right now. So he's a very physical player, and that's one of the pieces that they need, in my opinion, to make that run. Because in the West, like we said, there's so much star power that you need elite defenders, and Ayton isn't going to defend. Booker doesn't really. Durant doesn't. Chris Paul can't anymore.
Yeah.
So and you're not gonna. You pretty much have to play all 4 of those guys. So your next guy needs to take on your Luka, your Steph, your Fox, Ja, stuff like that, and
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
That's who they're going to be playing, most likely.
Yeah. Okogie's stepping up though, so that's good to see. Torrey Craig as well, been a consistent piece for them for a couple years now. They're going to be a hard out just because it's Kevin Durant, it's Devin Booker. Chris Paul's going to elevate his game a little bit. Can Chris Paul get over the hump? We will see. That'll be the big question. I still don't have a lot of faith in that team. I really don't. Maybe next year, but I think they're a couple pieces away still, mostly because of the defensive area.
Unless if KD just goes off.
Yeah.
Goes on a run. Because, I mean, he's got a couple left in him, but it's he don't just need to waste this year. He needs. I mean, if he gets hot in the playoffs and goes on a run, I mean, they could make a good push.
And that whole seeding situation is going to be very interesting because there's a very, very realistic chance that it's 4-seed Suns versus the 5-seed Warriors.
Yes.
And I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't. That don't need to be the round one game.
That's going to be.
That needs a Western Conference game.
Yes, first round.
That needs to be a Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that's what I want. Yes.
But yeah, if that's 4-5 Warriors Suns, then Denver might win the next round because both teams will just be done.
Absolutely, because it's going 7.
It is. Yeah, 6 at the minimum.
Yes. Yeah.
Next up, Clippers, who are in 5th right now. Half a game back of the Suns. I believe the Suns have the tiebreaker there. 7-3 in their last 10. Paul George did get hurt. Luckily, he escaped without an ACL.
I don't know how.
He said himself, I thought I tore my ACL.
Yeah.
He said, I was in so much pain, I thought it was torn. It ended up just being some type of knee sprain. Out, I believe, 3 to 4 weeks. He'll be back probably for the playoffs.
Well, I heard a report the other day where that's not. They don't feel good about that.
Really?
Yeah, it's still up in the air. They're worried about it.
That's not good.
Yeah.
And he was having a good year. I like him. I like
Yes.
Paul George.
I've always
Have you seen
liked
his
that.
podcast?
No, I didn't know he had one.
He has one. He's actually talked quite a bit about like the Warriors, and he gave a lot of praise to Jordan Poole the other day and how he's just and Kuminga, both of them. But he's very good at podcasting. He has a good voice for it and very informative. Let me see. 7 days ago, they said 2 to 3 weeks. So
That's what I'm saying.
That's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough.
'Cause you don't get a first
you're
round.
You're not gonna bring him back quick.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So that Suns matchup or Warriors or Timberwolves or Kings, whoever they play,
You could be out, and
that's gonna be tough. Not much else really to talk with the Clippers. One big thing for them, Mason Plumlee has been incredible.
Unreal.
They got him for nothing.
For nothing.
It's so stupid, and so many teams needed that kind of player. And
so many teams needed.
I mean, the Warriors neted him.
Yeah, absolutely. I take him at the Pels.
Absolutely. 7.8 points a game, 7.9 rebounds.
Good defender.
2 assists. Yeah, good defender. Just your modern day backup big man, and he can fit on any team. Do what you need. He's a good player.
He looks like a Buck to me.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he didn't go to the Bucks.
His brother was drafted there, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Then you've got Russell Westbrook, who they brought in. I don't know. I watched them the other night. Who were they playing? Let me look. I forget. But whenever they were playing them, he legit was just – he was making plays. It was the Bulls. I was watching that game. He drives with so much ferocity. Like, the entire Bulls team just looked at him. And then you had Batum, Eric Gordon, Norman Powell, Kawhi just standing out on the wing, and he just go drive in, make a pass out over and over again. It was an incredible game from him. He's going to get hated, obviously.
I just come playoff time. I
Yeah,
don't trust
it's
him.
going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
The defense steps up.
Yeah.
The lanes aren't as open when you're driving. I just
He had 10 assists that game, and what do we have? Eric Gordon was 5 for 9 from 3. Batum was 8 for 10 from 3. They were both. I'm telling you, they were just both sitting there. Second the ball got in their hands, throwing it up, weren't missing. It was crazy. Eric Gordon, another big pickup. We talked about it forever.
Yes, that was the one.
Just a solid vet who's done it, and
could stroke it.
yeah, he can shoot, and maybe he helps take some of that slack off without George. You know,
yeah.
if him and Batum can step up, Norman Powell, Westbrook maybe take a little bit more offensive load. Don't want that, but
No.
Terrence Mann, Bones Highland, both of them, man, they're both they have depth.
They could have been a scary team if Georgia had been healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think me and you were picked them in our 35 for
Yes,
contenders.
they were the other Western Conference team that I was fully in on.
I could so see them, but man, not having George, that's big.
Yeah,
because you just don't know what you're gonna get from Kawhi anymore, man.
Yeah,
that's the weirdest career in a long time.
It is. And come playoff time, which we haven't seen him in a while, probably since that championship run. I don't think he's been healthy since for a playoff run. Because I know the bubble was PG by himself.
Yes.
When they made the Western Conference
he was
or whatever
hurt last year.
Yeah. So it's probably been since the championship.
Golly, Toronto.
And if you look at this team compared to that Toronto team, I mean, the help around him isn't much different.
Yeah.
I mean, Siakam was there, but Siakam wasn't really known at the time. Kyle Lowry wasn't great. So if Kawhi can elevate his game to that kind of level or something near it, maybe they make some noise. But this Western Conference is a lot different than what that Eastern Conference was back then. So next up, though, the Warriors. I can talk about them all day. We're in a weird situation. Can't win on road games, really. That's still continuing, but I think we did win our last two. Yeah, Rockets and Mavs, pretty big wins there. Yeah.
Especially Rockets.
Yeah, the Rockets was a big win. Hey, it was on the road. I don't care who we played.
Lots of talent on the floor there.
Yeah. Then we beat the 76ers, lost to the Wolves by 3 in a game that we literally should have won. I believe we were up 2. Steph was should have been dribbling out the clock. Mike Conley literally tried to fouled him to the point where the refs didn't call the foul, and Conley put his hands up pissed at the ref. Steph dribbles around, dribbles into the lane, just trying to run the clock out, passes it up to the top of the key for some reason. And Draymond gets the ball, and then turns it over, and Cat hits a transition 3. So that's how that went.
That was such a bad pass Draymond made.
I don't know why Steph didn't dribble it out.
Yeah,
he should have just stopped and dribbled the ball. That had Warriors Twitter going crazy.
Why didn't Minnesota foul Draymond?
Yeah,
that's who I would have wanted to foul.
Or why didn't the refs call the foul that Mike Conley wanted? I don't know. I wasn't really mad at the time because I'm honestly wanting the 6th seed. I want to play the Kings. I don't want to play the Suns. So if we lose a couple more games rest away, I won't be upset. We did get Gary Payton back. He's made a big impact last night, actually. Had some big plays, bringing some defense in, just like he always will. He had a steal on Brandon Ingram at half court, end of the third quarter, that led to a transition dunk to kind of swing it our way a little bit more. All the energy just felt like it was Warriors at that point. Jordan Poole's really coming around. I think he just steps up whenever he has to. He had 21 last night, 27 against Minnesota, 33 against Philly, and 16 against Dallas. And in those 4 games, he only has 5 turnovers. That's a big thing for him because he gets in moments where
he's loose with the ball.
yeah. And there's so many times where he'll make a transition 3 or he'll make a good layup and he'll just come down and do the stupidest pass you'll ever see, or he'll pull a shot from 45 feet and you just want to pull your hair out, but that's what you get with Poole. I still love him, and he's still a great player. I think he honestly gets a little bit underrated because of his play style and the situation he's in, where he's not doing, I guess, for what he's getting paid, people don't really see his value as much as other guys like a Tyrese Maxey even, who they're getting similar contracts, but Maxey's more the third option while Poole's literally coming off the bench. So,
but he's really the third option.
Yeah, scoring wise he is.
Yeah,
but there's been games where he just doesn't score. Or
let me ask you this, because obviously when Poole has he has 32 a night, he's taken away from Clay.
Yeah.
Would you rather Clay score that 30-something, or would you rather Poole score that 30-something?
Poole. I would. Not because I think Clay will give you more consistent effort being a 15 getting 15 points rather than Poole getting 15 points.
Because he's going to give you on both ends.
Yeah,
Poole's
yeah.
not.
And with Poole, if Poole gets less than like 15, it's a bad night because Poole's going to shoot, and which Clay's going to get his shots up too. But Clay's had some games recently where he doesn't put up that many shots, and it's kind of like Steph's back. I want to get him going. I want to get Poole going. Stuff like that. I think he's just more veteran, and Poole's still in that phase where he needs buckets to get him going for his mind. I really think Poole unlocks a different level to this team.
Yeah, it'd be interesting come playoff times, second half, fourth quarters. Play Curry and Poole with Clay because of defensive liabilities.
Well,
I mean
that's something we've gone away from a lot this year because we've had Dante DiVincenzo, who just a solid vet, can play offensively, get some good buckets while also picking up your best offensive player 94 feet. Like he'll do it all. But these past 3 games, Poole's played so well. It's just been him, Steph, and Clay out there. Dante doesn't even play the fourth because, like last night, Poole played all 12 minutes of the fourth along with Curry. Like, and you don't see that ever from the Warriors.
But my thing with Gary Payton coming back though,
that's
the one I see playing more fourth quarter minutes almost because of what he's going to bring you.
Yeah,
what you need to come.
And I think that'll start ramping up a bit for Payton.
Yeah.
Right now, he's still getting into
trying
it.
to slowly get back. He's been out for a while. I mean,
out since before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So, and when he was allegedly
First of the
playing
year,
hurt
pretty
with
much,
that.
yeah.
So, almost missed last night because of an Achilles injury, apparently.
Golly.
Yeah, I think we'll kind of slow play him. I wouldn't be shocked if he misses a couple games the rest of the way just to keep it easy on him. We do have a pretty favorable schedule, in my opinion. 5 more left. I think it's maybe the least amount of games left in the league. It feels like it. Spurs, Friday night. We'll take that.
At Golden State?
Yeah. That's a win.
That's a win.
And then at Denver. That'll be tough, but I think that's the only tough game we have left.
That'll be a playoff atmosphere.
Definitely. Sure. Versus the Thunder. Thunder will still be going for it.
Somewhat,
but that one is in Oakland, so that'll be a good win for us, hopefully. Then Sacramento, April 7th. Sacramento will probably not have anything to play for.
I was about to say, they'll have nothing to play for.
Because they're in that spot where they can't go up, can't go down. So I'm hoping it's in Sacramento, but I'm hoping that's just a game that doesn't matter. And then the Blazers. So, I mean, we very realistically could go 4-1, 5-0 here, depending on that Denver game. Could
screw you.
It could. And that also requires the Warriors taking care of business, which they haven't done this year.
Yeah, no, you're right. Which, cause Phoenix with KD coming back, they're going to win some more now.
Yeah.
The Clippers, it's hard to tell, but if Golden State goes 4-1, they're half a game back of the Clippers right now. So I mean, they're passing them up most likely.
Probably.
I don't see the Clippers going 5-1 or so closing out the season.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see because I mean, if we win, let's say we go 2-1 in the next 2, and then we have those Kings and Blazers road games. Do we rest? Rest for the playoffs? Kind of tank it?
I think so.
I wouldn't be shocked if we do it, but then that also give a lot of motivation to the Kings and piss them off.
Yes, it would.
And Mike Brown.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know. And then the Wolves are right on our butt and can pass us if they literally win out.
Yeah,
because they have the tiebreaker over us and they've played one less game. So
you don't want to be in the play-in.
No, we don't. I've been there before. I hated that. We did not end well.
No.
I'm telling you, this West is crazy. It's crazy.
And the Timberwolves they're the team that's going to be fighting to the end.
They are.
They're got a good mixture of veteran and young talent on that team.
Yeah,
I love Mike Conley on that team. It's just a good
very
fit for
very
them.
different feel than what D'Lo was bringing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Mike Conley, he's averaging 13 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. He makes big shots, timely shots.
So much more than his stats show on that floor. Yeah.
Cat's back as well. That's big for them.
Big for them.
He's been shooting the ball really well. He made some big threes against the Warriors the other night. Gobert's still Gobert. You know what that's going to
See the
happen.
mid-range fadeaway shot he took last night?
Gobert?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's what the bench said too. When behind
Really?
him, they all just put their head down. Like, no, he didn't just take that.
Was
Yeah.
it like shot clock going down? Or
I don't think it was because I saw the highlights and I'm pretty sure I went back and looked to see if it was, and I don't think it was. It was pretty bad actually. Yeah, it looked uncomfortable. It just
Yeah, you don't want to ever see him shooting past the rim.
out of the lane. Yes,
Past the restricted area.
that's right.
Jaden McDaniels has been a big step up for them. Played 73 games this year. San Diego State guy? No, Washington guy. Jalen McDaniels is San Diego State. Very good defender. 6'9", 185. That's who they throw at the best player on the other team. Listed as a power forward, definitely plays more like a small forward though. He's a heck of a defender. In all the metrics, he's like 99th percentile. Really good defender. Gave Steph some problems the other night. Steph didn't have a great game against them. I think only like 20 points, something like that. So Naz Reed as well, as we've talked about plenty on this podcast. Warrior killer. I'll forever hate him. I've seen plenty of Warriors fans want him now, just because why let him continue to kill us?
Yes,
just bring him to our team.
And
I mean, he'd fit in. He could be that Maurice Spates type guy coming off the bench
and be better.
Yeah,
Got a shot.
Averaging 11 points, 5 rebounds this year, 54% from the field, which is pretty good for the type of shots he shoots.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very good backup big. Continues to get minutes with the cat injury and brings you something different than Gobert. While you don't lose a ton of defense and rebounding, you still get more offense. So.
And Noel coming off the bench too.
Mm-hmm.
Far on.
Yeah, Jalen Noel.
That's two pretty good bigs coming off your bench.
Yeah. And then Kyle Anderson, vet, been there, does everything. Slow-mo, they call him. Chance saw him shoot a jump shot the other night and was just shocked because his jumper's so slow. Torian Prince as well, I don't even know when they got him. I think he says he's played 49 games from Baylor. I believe he was the guy that talked about the when they got beat by Harvard with the rebound or something.
The press conference.
Why didn't y'all rebound better?
Yeah,
something like that.
Right, yes.
It's that guy. He's been around for a little while. He's kind of, I look at him like I look at Jay Crowder. Same player.
Same player.
He's going to give you good defense, hit a couple of timely threes. He's just a solid backup forward. Timberwolves, though, they're sneakily up at 7. I mean, they could honestly finish top 5
Yeah, they
or
could
4.
be 5. Yeah,
and it'd be a definitely surprise based on what we thought coming into the year, but
and they're getting healthy at the right time.
They are. Ants, he's just such a fun player to watch.
I like him.
I like him a lot. He's become one of my favorite non-Warriors in the league. Next up, we got them Pels. They coming around 6-4 in the last 10. Got some good wins when they needed to.
Yes.
They went on a tough road trip that I believe they came out 3-2 or something like that. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that many road trips.
6-4 in the last 10.
Yeah. They had 2 Rockets games, split them. Then they beat the Spurs, beat the Hornets, beat the Clippers, beat the Blazers, 5-game win streak. Had the Warriors up 20 last night, and then Draymond Green pissed everybody off in the arena and got in their heads, and it was a
cheap shot by Draymond. that was a flagrant all day.
Which one?
The one he freaking literally
on BI?
BI, he threw his shoulder at him.
Were you up? I don't think you were up in the second half then.
No.
for McCollum.
No, I didn't
did
see
something to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo set a screen in the corner, and CJ just comes and elbows him in the throat, and they called a flagrant, obviously.
Yeah.
But it got chippy. Draymond was very, very into it during the post-game interview.
It's almost like he's aggravated with his team.
Who?
Draymond.
You think?
Yeah, I feel even his
I don't know.
Even his interview I saw afterwards. It's like he's like, guys, it's time to play. Like, we got to get going.
That's whenever he does stuff like that. That's when you know we're about to get into it.
Yeah, he's trying to get them rallied.
Like he literally takes text to motivate the team.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see. Whenever that happens, like I've watched him play so much, I just have this feeling like we're about to go on a run. We're about to have this third quarter Warriors type situation, and we did last night. Yeah, he got into it with some of the coaches last night too, because they didn't challenge. He got called for a charge when the Pelicans player was obviously in the restricted area, and Dre knew it. And as I say, when Draymond Green tells you to challenge, you challenge. And it would have been right. They didn't challenge, and he got pissed off at the second row of the coaches who were looking at that. That was a great game, though. It was really fun to watch. Awesome atmosphere. But the Pels,
I can't.
What you thinking?
And I meant to look up last night. What's wrong with Jose Alvarado?
Don't know.
I don't either. I mean, he wasn't even on the bench last night. He was on the second row.
Yeah,
last
he was
night.
with Zion.
I've never seen him sit right there. I usually at least sit on the bench with him. You
Yeah.
know, like, but I can't figure out what's wrong with him.
He had a massage gun going at like his right side. I did see that during the timeout.
Okay.
I don't know. Let me see if I can figure out if they have a little injury synopsis. Right tibia.
Okay.
Has shown big improvement. Will be re-examined in 2 to 3 weeks. That was 7 days ago.
Jeez,
so he'll be out with Zion
he's
essentially.
Same with Zion then.
Yeah,
he's a big piece for when they play Golden State. I mean,
yeah,
you need
definitely
him out there.
He's a playoff type player.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
And if the Pelicans match up with a Memphis team or Sacramento, something like that, he'd be very big.
Yes.
Even Denver. I mean, throw him at Murray.
I wish Dyson Daniels was another year or so in.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the lack of a point guard position for him. I want CJ to play the 2, and I won't be able to play the 3, and I want a point guard. And when CJ has to play the point guard, I feel like it gets him out of rhythm. He just doesn't seem comfortable.
Yeah. B.I.'s stepped up a lot passing the ball lately.
Yes, he has. He
had, what was it, 13 assists of the night? Yeah, against the Clippers.
That's one thing that they changed the last couple of games. He's bringing the ball up.
Really?
Yeah, he's kind of becoming the point forward here lately.
Yeah.
He's brought the ball up more, and that's what kind of started some of the winning streak, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with that. But I just want CJ to I want him to be basically a Klay Thompson. I want him to come off picks and shoot, and not have to worry about handling the ball and all that.
Trey Murphy's he's starting to finally come around.
Come back, yeah. He kind of got in a lull. And he's starting to
every time that I bet on him. That was I caused that.
Yeah. He looked more comfortable last night shooting the ball, even off the dribble.
Mm-hmm. And he shoots it from wherever he gets the ball.
Yes,
he don't care.
He don't care. He's still raw. I mean, he's
definitely
still has a lot to grow in his game.
But in the last time he had a single-digit game was March 1st, and he had 9.
Wow.
You got 15, 17, 41,
that was
20, 32, 19, 21 last night. So
yeah,
he's stepping up when y'all really need him. 10 threes against the Clippers.
Yeah.
10 for 12. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's a good lengthy player. We've talked about him plenty during different podcasts.
Yes.
With Jake Madison, we mentioned that with how he's a big piece for not only this year's playoff run, but for the future. Because he can unlock a different lineup and bring out something different in this Pelicans team.
He's a freak athlete.
Yeah,
he can
6'8".
jump out of the gym.
Larry Nance is back as well. Been playing all right.
Playing okay. He's a big piece, I think, come playoff time because with Valanciunas, you need somebody that can stretch the floor a little bit if you're going to play Valanciunas. Because Valanciunas is real streaky shooting.
He is.
I like Nance. I don't like him shooting as much as he shot apparently in the fourth quarter last night.
I think he had 5 shots last night.
Yeah, that's
2 from 3, which he does not need to shoot a 3.
No, I don't want a 3. I'm okay with the little mid ranger. I'm not okay with the 3. I don't know.
You think they make the play in?
Yeah, they make the play in. I think. I don't. The Zion deal. I mean, that's all it boils down to.
Do you think that they're going to finish in the 7-8 or 9-10? I mean, that's big.
I think they're going to finish 7-8.
You do?
Yeah, I really do. I like having those 4 games at home.
Yeah,
I think that's big.
And they're tough games. We talked about it off the pod, but it's Denver tomorrow night. Then they return home for Clippers, Kings, Grizzlies, Knicks. 4 of the top probably 8 records in the NBA probably.
The Grizzlies and Kings, are they playing for something at that point?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
by then, and that honestly might be dependent on what this Denver game is.
Yeah.
If the Pelicans beat Denver, then they're both playing for something.
Playing for something. You're right. Yeah.
So that kind of hurts them.
It does, but they don't.
Then they ended off with Minnesota at Minnesota on that Sunday, and that really might be a win and you're an 8 seed, or
yeah,
win and you're a 7 seed, 9 seed, something like that. That's gonna be a very important game.
A very important game. And to me though, I'm waiting for that BICJ just have a 40-point game.
Yeah,
hadn't got one of them out of a while from either one of them. I feel like that's coming, and especially coming down the stretch, because I feel like I'm looking at. I feel like OKC is going to be a team going to be left out. I feel like Dallas is going to slip in.
Yeah, you think so?
And to be honest with you, I want it. I rather
Mavericks Lakers 9-10 would be awesome.
Give me that. Give me Luka Kyrie versus LeBron,
or even Mavericks Pelicans, either one.
Yeah,
if Pelicans fall down to 9.
But
I mean, honestly, the Mavs, they're at 11th, but they could literally finish 7th.
Yeah,
and it not even be surprising.
True.
You think Thunder are going to be the ones that are get left out?
Yeah,
but
I just feel like they are.
What's their schedule? Detroit, Indiana.
Oh, God.
That's helpful.
Oh, God.
Phoenix, Warriors, Jazz, Grizzlies.
Ooh.
Grizzlies probably not playing for anything that last game. Jazz probably out by then.
The only thing about
Suns, Warriors, I mean, they could finish 4-2.
The only thing about the Grizzlies not playing for anything, all that means is they're going to sit Ja.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tyus Jones will go for 20 and 10.
Right. I mean, they're going to keep that roster so young. I mean, they're not.
Lofton will give them 15.
I mean, so I don't know how much that will be change.
Yeah. Thunder up right now, 52-49 on the Pistons. So.
Are they? Okay.
And Clippers are up 62-54 in the second. Lakers are playing the Bulls. That's big. Jazz playing the Spurs. I'm telling you, every night. And Mavericks are up 5 on the Sixers.
Yeah.
All of these games could change everything we're saying right now.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah, the Thunder though, I'm rooting for them to make it just because I think it's fun. I would rather them. Yeah, it would suck to leave out. Actually, it wouldn't suck for me to leave out the Lakers. I'm rooting for Thunder to be 9, Mavericks to be 10, Lakers to be 11.
For a draft standpoint,
that's true.
I'm rooting for the
That's
Lakers
true.
to be 11. Yes, I want the chance to get me a lottery pick. Yeah.
They're playing the Bulls right now. I lost to them last night or Sunday night, and then Lakers are finishing off with Minnesota, Houston, Utah. Should win all those, you'd think. I know Minnesota that's tough. And then closing out with Clippers, Suns, Jazz.
Ooh,
that's a pretty tough schedule. And the Rockets aren't a team that you can just look over right now, honestly. They're losing, but they're playing
hard.
They really are. Jalen Green's putting up 40, 30 a night. Like he's taking that next step, in my opinion. And you might see them play spoiler in the way that the Hornets have been lately. The Hornets also beat the Thunder last night, 137-134. They just... Which I did see, the Hornets are in the spot where they can't be in the top 3, but they can't be 5th in draft because they're the 4th worst team, and it's like set. So they're just playing hard because why not? Before they head to Cancun.
MJ don't believe in us. We're going to try to prove him wrong.
Yeah, screw you, MJ. Anything else out in the West? Mavericks, as we've mentioned, dumpster fire. Yeah,
Kyrie takes the fire wherever he goes.
But would it surprise anybody if they snuck into 10, win the play-in, make the 8 seed, beat the Nuggets round 1?
Wouldn't surprise me.
I mean,
no.
That's the thing. That's the NBA, and that's this Western Conference. 1 through 11, it's just deep.
Do we see the Lakers, if they stay in, making any type of a run?
I think it depends on matchup, and. I mean, they'd obviously play the Nuggets or the Grizzlies.
I think that's a bad matchup for the Grizzlies if they play them. Grizzlies wise,
yeah.
I don't think they want to play the Grizzlies. I don't think the Grizzlies want the Lakers.
I don't know. I think they could handle the Nuggets, just because LeBron and AD. If you have both of them, obviously.
And I think you will.
Yeah. But I mean, AD might get hurt tonight.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I feel like the Lakers could beat the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I mean the Grizzlies don't scare me.
No,
I mean they about lost to the Wolves last year. Probably should have, The Wolves played better than them last year.
Like, because, I mean, AD's going to bring Adams out
Yeah.
of the lane, which is going to help for LeBron. And I just, man, I could see that being I don't know, LeBron.
It'd be great TV.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'd be all in on that.
Let's move on to the East. This will be a lot quicker. Not as much to talk about. Not as interesting of teams, honestly. You got the top dogs up top with the Bucks, who 2.5 game lead right now. I believe they're taking care of the Pacers as we speak, so that lead might get a little bit bigger. They're up 10 right now in the fourth. The Bucks are starting to come around fully, 7-3 in their last 10. Middleton's starting to get hot. He's playing good basketball. Giannis is healthy. Drew Holiday's Drew Holiday.
Man,
they're going to be dangerous. It's hard not to call them the favorites right now, I feel, for the entire NBA.
Yeah, that was my number one. I just feel like they're the best overall team. They're playing the best. They're healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Got a good coach. They're deep.
They've done it.
Yeah, they've done it.
Literally them and the Warriors are the ones that can say that.
Yes.
And I guess LeBron and AD, but you're running out of teams that have actually been there and done this before. Chris Middleton, Monday night, 34 points. You love to see that. Bobby Portis, great vet. Brook Lopez, I saw an interesting article about him, or a quote maybe from, I think it was J.J. Redick, that said Brook Lopez has extended his career better than anybody in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree.
And it really made me think, like, how long has he been in the league now?
12 years?
Probably at least. He drafted in 2008. 15 years.
15 years.
And 10 years ago, he didn't feel like anything. Now he's almost an all-star.
Well, the reason I was close to that because he gave Trent Johnson the LSU job, the Lopez twins.
Oh, yeah.
He coached them at Stanford. So
yeah.
They were successful because of the Lopez twins. and so he got the LSU job because of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you look back, he averaged 20 to 19 from pretty much his prime, I guess.
And he wasn't a shooter then, though.
No, he wasn't. He shot 0.2 threes a game.
There you go.
That was his highest at 2015-16, so that's, 8 years into the league. Then 16-17, he shot 5 a game.
Yeah.
The year after, it just happened. He averaged 20 that year. Then the next year played with the Lakers, only 13 points a game. Then he goes to the Bucks, 12, 12, 12, 12, 16. So, I mean, he's DPOY type player this year, 2.5 blocks a game, which is up from last year, 1.2. He's a really good player.
He lives in Disney World.
He only played 13 games last year? Did not know that. He was on the playoff roster.
He played in the playoffs.
Did he miss the beginning of the year?
He must have. He played in the playoffs.
Yeah, because the only one they missed was
Middleton, yeah.
Huh. Did not know that. But yeah, him and the brother both are in Disney World. They love that. It's crazy. Biggest nerds you can see.
Yes.
34 years old. We actually turned 35 on the 1st, and
he doesn't look like he's going to be retiring anytime soon.
No. I mean, he's getting better.
Yeah.
He's getting better with age.
He's been playing the same way for the last 5 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a good player.
Yeah.
He really is. It's a good roster.
It
is.
Very good roster. They got some.
Bobby Portis, Grayson Allen.
Ingles, is he?
Yeah, Joe Ingles, 7 points a game.
But come playoff time, he's going to get hot one game and he's going to score about 25.
He's 1.8 threes a game made on 4.5 attempts, 40% from three. Mm-hmm. That's what you want.
Yeah.
85% three. I mean, for the free throw line, Javon Carter, we've talked about him before. Yeah, just hard-nosed guy that you want as your backup point. Pat Connaughton as well, just solid bench piece. Jay Crowder's there now. They're a good team.
Another
They're
good
deep.
playoff player.
Yeah. They're a good team. It's going to be tough seeing anybody taking them down in the East. It really is. Number 2 seed right now, Celtics, 2.5 games up on the Sixers. Yeah, they did go through a rough patch. This whole post-All-Star break, Celtics hasn't been great. you got to wonder what they're going to look like come playoff time.
Think they're Mr. Coach?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe so. I've been more skeptical of them than most, honestly, since the playoff run last year. I think that championship appearance kind of made it to where people looked at them as if they're next up, and I don't think it was that. I don't think they are.
I didn't like that they didn't make a move really at the trade deadline. That was significant.
Yeah.
Like I felt like they needed to make a little
They were kind of banking too much on being healthy.
Yeah.
And which is understandable because you have the guys like Robert Williams,
they're healthy.
Al Hortford.
Yeah.
Brogdon's been in and out a little bit. Marcus Smart. When all those guys are out there and they're playing, I mean, they're a good and deep team. They are.
Smart carries that team, in my opinion. Like,
yeah,
especially
brings that
playoff
edge.
time. Yeah, he brings the edge. And when he's shooting well, they're really hard to beat.
Yeah, they're going to be good. They really are. And if anything less than a conference finals appearance is going to be a disappointment.
Very disappointing season.
Interesting to see how a Celtics-Sixers matchup would be in the playoffs. Embiid's on a mission this year, it feels. So you still think the Celtics are the better team overall. They are.
Yeah.
But one player can change something.
Yeah, that series would depend on James Harden. What kind of James Harden are you going to get? And then, okay, who's James? You going to put James Harden on Jaylen Brown or Tatum? Like, I don't feel good about either one of them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's got to guard one of them. I don't know.
You got PJ Tucker, Jalen McDaniels.
I guess you could hide him on Tucker.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that doesn't.
Harden probably would guard Smart.
Ooh. See, I don't think that's not a good matchup, in my opinion, either.
Yeah, but you can kind of play off Smart, dare him to shoot a three.
Play off him a little bit.
But sometimes he'll hit him.
Yeah, if he hits him.
Yeah.
I feel like PJ Tucker might be where you could kind of hide him at. Because PJ goes stay in the corner anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, but then you think, who's guarding Embiid? No one is.
I mean, Robert Williams is your.
He'll try.
Him and Horford, you just throw them at him and hope. Yeah.
And there seems to be no answer for Embiid this year. And
don't matter.
It kind of makes you think about like that. Go back to the 2019 the Raptors team.
Yeah. You
had Kawhi, just seemed like a man on the mission with everybody else around him, who took down that 76ers team, which was probably the better team. You had a good Ben Simmons. You had Embiid. I believe JJ was on that team. Jimmy Butler, maybe.
Yeah,
I think that was Butler's year. I mean, great team. Tobias Harris was probably still there. Mm-hmm. It was a really, really good team. Deep. Felt like they had it and were about to actually make that run. And then Kawhi hit that miraculous shot, and the rest is history. So Celtics are obviously the better team right now, but Sixers have that guy. Can it be what takes them over?
That guy that we're not used to, that's not a guard or a forward.
No.
It's a true big man.
When's the last time that's done something in the playoffs?
That's where I was getting.
Yeah.
I mean, no, there hasn't been.
I mean, Tim Duncan,
Shaq and Duncan,
and Duncan. I mean, the last championships they won
Dwight
wasn't
Howard.
because of him. Yeah,
the year Dwight Howard,
2010, 2009, 2010, something like that.
Yeah.
That's got to be it.
Edie Turkoglu, Rashard Lewis, and Dwight Howard.
Jameer Nelson.
And
JJ, rookie JJ.
Yeah. Dwight would be your last most recent.
Number one player.
Yeah.
Maybe KG on the 08 Celtics. He was arguably. Paul Pierce, though, was probably the better player. Yeah, you really don't have that. I mean, AD, but LeBron was there.
LeBron was there, though, yeah.
AD probably was a better player that series, honestly, but it's still LeBron.
Best he's ever played.
Yeah. So maybe this is the year everything changes.
I
we'll
agree.
see.
Yeah.
And it feels like everyone's talking Sixers while they're only 2 games up on the Cavs. Cavs are sneaky. A Cavs-Celtics series would be awesome, round 2.
Sneaky.
I'd love that, while also giving me Giannis versus Embiid on the other side. I'm rooting for that.
Yeah.
Cavs are the team I'm going for on the East, which is weird because of all the history my team has had against them, but that was because of LeBron and Kyrie. This is a new Cavs team. They're fun. They're young.
I just don't
likable. They honestly are.
this Donovan Mitchell, you just never know what you're going to get from him.
Yeah. Can he be a 1 on a team?
Yeah. He's really.
It feels like more of a 1B.
He's a 1B. That's what I was about to say. He's a 1B.
Mm-hmm.
And
Darius Garland's a good player. 21 a game. Mitchell's averaging 28.
Garland's a 3.
Yeah.
You know, and I just, which I mean, you get the Donovan you got 2 years ago at Utah that just went on a run. Was that 2 years ago?
It was the bubble, I believe.
It was the bubble, wasn't it? So 3 years ago.
I forget. There's so many teams in that bubble that went off. It feels like everybody was in the conference finals.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
I think that whole playoff series was great that year.
Jamal Murray went off.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
they played each other.
Yeah.
I think that was round 1. I don't even think Utah got out the first round, but it feels like they did.
Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah, it was such a good series.
It was.
Them two battling it out. Yeah,
and then I think this Cavs team might. The Bucks are probably just the better roster overall in the East because of their experience,
depth.
But Cavs Celtics, there's an argument. I think Cavs are deep. They are. You got Mitchell, Garland, Mobley's really good, Jarrett Allen, Karis LeVert, Chetty Osman, Isaac Okoro, Ricky Rubio. I mean, they're deep. They've got these guys.
Very weird style of plays versus from each team.
Yes,
because I mean, Cleveland puts out a pretty big roster.
They do, but they also have guys that can shoot
But they got guys that can shoot. Right.
That's why I really think a Cavs Celtics series would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be.
More so than Cavs Bucks. I don't know if the Bucks would be able to handle. I mean, I don't know if the Cavs would be able to handle Giannis.
Feels like a 4-2 type win.
Barely.
Yeah.
While I mean, Cavs Celtics, I think could be a competitive 4-2 or maybe a 4-3.
Right.
While giving me Giannis versus Embiid on the other side, which would just be awesome TV every night. 40 versus 40 every night.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm rooting for that. Give me that, please. Next up, though, Knicks at 5. They're just in no man's land. They're playing well. 4-6 actually in their last 10. They did go on a hot streak. I believe like 8 straight they won.
I don't like.
It's a drop off. It's a drop off.
Huge drop off. I don't like that team at all.
They're weird. They're very Tip-like.
Very Tip-like.
It actually seems like he has a roster that buys into what he's wanting to sell, though.
I agree.
I mean, Julius Randle's just a hard-nosed player who has taken a step that I never even thought he would take.
No.
Not even in New Orleans.
No,
you never saw any of this coming.
I didn't think he had it in.
No, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and he shoots like 10 threes a night. It's crazy. It's crazy how to watch him. Shoots 8 threes a night, literally. That's like Steph level. Then Jalen Brunson, who I think has had a better season than anyone expected.
I didn't think he was going to have this type of year.
At all. I thought it was an overpay just because
Luka helped him out.
Yes, and he had a little playoff success. But, I mean, 23 points a game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. You can't ask for much more. Yeah. He really took the step to, I guess, consistency that I didn't think you would ever see from him.
It just sucks because they paid him like a true 1, and he's not.
No, he's not. But in today's NBA, you can get away with that.
Yeah.
So, R.J. Barrett, averaging 20 a game, hasn't really taken the step that you expected.
They were wanting him to take, yeah. I'm not really sure how high his ceiling is, though.
No, I think he's pretty much reached his potential.
I think what he is this year is, exactly what
I wouldn't. If you're a Knicks fan, I'd want to look at moving him.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the offseason.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Try to upgrade, get younger, kind of reset that position.
Is this contract?
I think he just got one, actually. I think he just got paid.
Well, I couldn't remember if they were trying to push it to another year.
Yeah.
But
it's the same year as Zion.
So that he did get paid then, okay.
I believe he's getting paid, but I don't think it's something crazy.
It's not a big contract, though. I thought.
I'm looking. 4 years. No, wait, no.
I thought this was.
4 years, 120. So 30 a year. Man, your basic extension for that kind of player.
Yes, okay.
You can move that though. I would try to do that if I'm them because you have Emmanuel Quickly who's kind of taken another step this year. I believe he's from Kentucky, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Very good player, can shoot the ball, as well as Quentin Grimes, another backup shooting guard. He's from Houston. both they average 14 and 10, while RJ's averaging 20. Can you just move one of them up to starting lineup, move RJ for a consistent big man, something like that, to play alongside Randall?
The Knicks is the type team, though. I don't know what their next move will be.
Yeah.
Like, they need...
Everyone says Damian Lillard, but...
He ain't going nowhere. I mean...
If I really think Dame should go there, though.
I would love it.
It would be awesome.
I would root for him if he went there. I mean, I root for him now, but like I would really love that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Garden would just feel back to the Garden.
Oh, yeah.
If he was there.
Yeah, putting up 45 a night or something on that. Like,
yeah.
It'd be awesome. Josh Hart's there as well. He's everything you want in a role player.
Yes.
Averaging 11, 6, and 4. Yeah, and a steal and a half. And a half a block. Like, he does it all.
He does it all.
And, yeah, he's kind of he was part of the win streak. I believe they went on a streak with him.
Tib-like player.
Definitely, definitely. Hard-nosed.
Yes.
Makes the right play.
Yes.
Still got Mitchell Robinson hanging around.
Yeah.
Kind of taking a regression this year.
Yeah.
7 points, 9 rebounds, only 1.7 blocks. I think he averaged more close to 2 last year. Derrick Rose is still down there playing. Obi Toppin.
You forget about Derrick, man. Golly.
Yeah.
What a
sucks.
career that just, man.
Could have been something special.
Could have been something special.
Yeah, the Knicks, though, I mean, I think their peak is a divisional round. Maybe beating the Cavs in a first-round series. I don't see it happening, but if they did, they'd feel great.
That would be that's a change.
New York would feel on top.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Then they play the Bucks and get swept.
Yes. Yeah, easily.
Look, other side of New York, though, you got Brooklyn, 6 seed, still hanging around. A very interesting team. I've talked all year about how I want to see how this team plays in the playoffs. I think they can give someone problems. Depending on matchup.
Yeah.
Sixers, probably not a great matchup. Don't have really. I mean, Nick Claxton can play, but
he's not.
Yeah, you don't have a guy that can go against Embiid every night. I really want to see them play the Celtics. I think it'd be interesting. Celtics would win, obviously, but I think it'd be a tough 5, maybe a 6-game series. The Nets just have length.
Yeah, they do.
They have so much length they can throw at you, and that's what the Celtics have. The Celtics are very guard, wing played. They want to score out there. Horford and Rob aren't going to score much. It's going to be from Tatum, Brown, Brogdon, White, all those guys. So you throw out Mikal Bridges, who's averaging freaking 27 since he became a Net.
Jeez.
Really taking a step. Dinwiddie, 17 and 8 a night. Cam Johnson, 16. Like, those guys, Nick Claxton, Cam Thomas, Seth Curry, Royce O'Neal, Joe Harris, Dorian Finney-Smith. A lot of just guys that feel like they're low-end starters, great bench pieces for championship teams, and they're all on the same team.
Yeah.
Like,
they're all the same
Nets,
type players.
They are. The Nets could trade everyone but probably Mikal after this offseason and get some really good packages from teams like the Warriors or Pelicans that are wanting to get a complimentary piece, and
I agree.
They're full of it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
they got the draft picks.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
they obviously don't have the top-end player to win a series in the playoffs. What would a Damian Lillard look like on this team?
Ooh.
With all the length around him, Mikal, Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton.
Yeah. In the East.
Yeah.
Like, that would.
He'd have plenty of defense and shooting around him that he's never had in his career.
Top 4 team in the East.
Yeah, probably.
I could see that.
That's what the Nets need to go for that, which they just tried the star experiment. They're probably gonna take a couple years off with that.
Yeah.
But maybe someone comes out for cheap, and I don't know. Maybe they're looking for a move. Maybe a Zach LaVine. I don't know. There's probably somebody out there.
I would stay away from Zach LaVine. Not a fan.
Yeah. Moving on to the bottom, to the play-in. The Heat are right there at 7, half a game back of the Nets.
Very disappointing season.
They just didn't try.
Yeah.
It really feels like that. They have the, I think, lowest points per game in the NBA. Yeah. They're the only team not averaging 110. They're averaging 108. So don't really care for defense, but I believe that, not for offense, but they allow the least amount of points a game. So they probably really take the pace down, play at their own style. Jimmy Butler, you know what he's going to do.
Could win a series or two in the playoffs, and you wouldn't be surprised.
No, they've done it.
Yeah,
this entire team.
Yeah,
and they made the freaking finals.
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, they were all part of that. And Lowry, I believe, was on that team. I don't know if that was the year before he went down or not in the bubble.
He was down. I don't think he played.
Yeah, maybe not.
I think he got hurt.
Duncan Robinson was still relevant back then.
Yes, he was.
Now he's just making like $18 million to sit on the bench.
That's weird. I don't get that.
Kevin Love's down there. He's played all right.
I hadn't seen him since he's been down there. I hadn't watched him.
7 points a game, 6 rebounds.
Typical Kevin Love type.
Shooting
probably 35%.
Five threes a game at 30%. Not great there.
Not great. No.
Not great. He'll step up though whenever he needs to. Oladipo's playing well, 10 points a game. Disappointing career from him after the injuries.
Yeah,
but he's still a solid player. Yeah, the Heat are not a team that the Celtics or the Bucks want to see in the first round.
No.
And then right behind them, the Hawks, another team that, before the year started, you thought they'd take that top 4 jump. And it always makes me forget they had that run year before last where they went to the conference finals.
And gave, what's his name, the coach that they just fired.
The Bucks? Did they play the Bucks?
Yeah, they play the Bucks.
Yeah.
The coach.
Budenholzer.
That just got fired was the reason why they went on that run.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really weird run that year. I forgot about that. But Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, John Collins, they had the pieces to take that step this year. I believe they've played like 30 games within 500. Like they keep. I'm trying to think who they were comparing it to the Braves in 2021, where it's like every game they're either one game back, one game ahead, or right at 500, and they just can't get out of that little rut. And right now they're 38-38. So you don't know what the Hawks are going to do. Trae Young, as I said, DeJounte Murray, both really good players, can take over a series if they need to. DeAndre Hunter, Bogdanovich, the other one. Clint Capella, big man, played it before.
Isn't it crazy that after that Atlanta-Dallas trade for Murray and Luka, they've kind of been the same?
Yeah, they both have made a conference finals.
They both have been the number one on their team.
Mm-hmm.
They both have kind of had the same year this year team-wise. At the end, the trade was kind of a wash.
But it doesn't look like that to most people.
No, it doesn't.
At all.
No. Well, Dallas gets a little more TV primetime
Cuban
games, than Atlanta does.
It's so weird how Atlanta's not seen as like a big market.
Never has been.
I don't know. And the Braves are never talked about or never on TV nationally, even after winning a World Series.
Yeah.
But you would, maybe it's just because we're in the South, but
Falcons never have.
It sounds like, to me, I think Atlanta, I think Dallas as the big markets down here. And Dallas is one. Yeah. Atlanta's not.
Atlanta's not.
It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Toronto, 38-38. I don't even know how they're doing this. But another team that they're sneaky. They'd give someone a heart out. Nick Nurse, great coach.
They remind me of kind of Sacramento of the East, but they're just. I guess they don't have quite the Darren Foxes of the world on their team, but same. I don't know, the Mike Brown, the Nick Nurse coach. I don't know, the same type mentality, to my opinion. But I don't feel like they're going to win a series, though.
No. They've got a great starting 5. Siakam, Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, Jakob Poeltl, who they traded for at the deadline. This is a team that everyone thought, every name that I just mentioned besides Scotty Barnes, people thought was getting traded. Mm-hmm. Like, there were talks for Siakam, Anunoby.
Especially VanVleet.
Yeah.
He was very...
Him and Anunoby seemed like guarantees.
Yes.
And they all stayed around, and they added probably the top center on the market in Jakob Poeltl. And now they're playing decent basketball. They're just...
It's a weird team.
They are. Chris Boucher off the bench, Precious Achiuwa. There's very... you see guys and you know they're Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just have a type. They really do. And this team's full of it. You don't know what they're gonna do in the playoffs. Probably not much, but if they play the Bucks and take them to 6, it wouldn't be a huge surprise. It really wouldn't. That's what this whole play-in for the East. While on the West it's full of star power, on the East it's more like teams that could scare you, but they're not really led by star power. It's more full teams.
Mm-hmm.
The Heat, just a great organization. Hawks have a good lineup. Raptors have a good lineup. The
Good
Bulls,
culture.
the Bulls, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, Pat Bev now, Vucevic. It's a solid lineup. They're not that kind of team.
No.
They're going to be the 10th team, though. The Wizards are 2.5 games back, kind of seem to be falling off 3-7 in their last 10, while the Bulls are 7-3. So it looks like the Bulls will be that 10th spot, playing the Raptors probably for that 9-10. You don't expect much from them.
No. Give me Pat Bev in the playoffs, though.
Yeah.
It'll be some entertainment.
Please. Pat Bev versus Giannis? Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
He'd think he's going to win.
Yeah.
It'd definitely be fun to watch. That's it, though, for the East.
Washington aggravates me.
Yeah.
Like, just the whole
Well,
franchise.
you saw what they said today.
Yeah, Porzingis.
Trying to extend Porzingis and Kuzma.
Yeah, go ahead. Go. I mean,
Why not?
why not? Bradley Beal, who's
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
trouble with the law, but is a really good player who I wish would go somewhere else and be a
Yes.
two.
Same thing with Damian Lillard.
Yes. Yeah.
They need to go to a
They
team
need
and
to be
pair up.
together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Play no defense, but they
No.
need to team up somewhere.
It'd be fun.
Yeah. Go to
You'd be relevant.
Just go to Washington.
Yeah.
Bring Dame there. Play with Kristaps and Kuzma. Why not?
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
In the East.
They'd score.
Yeah.
That's it for the East. Anything else? I mean, we're hour and 20 in. Got a lot of information out there. Covered pretty much every team that we'll be seeing the
That's
next
relevant.
couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. MVP race, we've kind of mentioned that a little bit at the beginning. Other awards seem to be set in stone. Banchero will win Rookie of the Year. Coach of the Year, I mean, I'm assuming is going to go to Mike Brown.
Has to.
I would hope.
I mean, he has to.
He's about to take the Kings to the playoffs
Yes.
for the first time in 17
At a
years.
3 seed.
At a 3 seed.
In the West. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
Defensive Player of the Year, Brooke Lopez maybe, Jaren Jackson Jr. One of those guys will probably take it. 6-man. I'm not even sure, honestly.
Oh.
It's not Poole. He started too many games. Malcolm Brogdon maybe with the Celtics. He's averaged like
Possibly.
15 years. It's
Yeah.
like 15 a game.
I'm trying to. I feel like there's one.
Yeah, I can't really think who that guy is this year. There's usually always a standout. Crap, might be Russell Westbrook. What has he done? Has he been starting in LA? I think he has.
He
though.
has been because of the Paul.
He
George
started. I
draft.
mean, he was always on the bench though, and yeah, he started all 15 in the Clippers. I looked and they didn't have any lines out on Barstool, so I don't know.
I don't know who would be.
Yeah, you don't have that Lou Williams or the Jamal
No,
Crawford
you
this
don't.
year.
No, absolutely not.
And Poole would be that guy, but he's had to start a lot for Steph.
Yeah.
What other awards is there?
Uh,
Most improved. That's probably the tightest race. You've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's averaging like 33 a night. I would give it to him. But you've got guys like Sabonis, Lauri Markkanen.
I actually heard the other night that Trey Murphy's in the running.
Yeah, SVG said that last night.
Yeah.
I
Was that
didn't.
last night I heard
Yeah,
that?
I didn't understand that.
So that makes me wonder what they really look at in that award.
Yeah, I mean, what did he go from? He's averaging like 15 this year. I'm sure it was like
He was
6 last year,
7,
maybe.
Yeah.
So he's probably improved quite a bit. But usually this award goes to someone that took
Little
that like star
Bigger
level.
name, yeah, to the star level.
He averaged 5 last year. He's averaging 14 this year.
That's a big jump.
I mean, it's a big jump.
but not.
I think Markkanen would probably be it if the Jazz were still in the playoffs.
Yeah.
SGA, though, averaging 31. Last year, he's averaging 24, and the Thunder might make the playoffs. So 30,
To me,
31's
that's
just
who should
insane.
get it. Yeah.
31, 5 and 5 on 51% from the field.
With the Thunder.
Yeah, yeah. If he would only played a couple more games, he gets hurt a little bit too much. Also, Jalen Williams for the Thunder, which they have two of them.
Yeah.
But the Santa Clara
not
one.
the Arkansas one,
No,
the other one, yeah.
The Santa Clara one, he's having a heck of a year. He's going to be really good.
Yeah.
He's going to be the easy number 2 in the Rookie of the Year. And Josh Giddey's there. That's a fun team. Adding Chet, adding another draft pick or two probably. Maybe a vet.
Mm-hmm. They need a vet.
They do. They're a fun team, though. They're hard not to root for. I think that's it, though.
Yeah.
This has been fun. Got to talk all of this. This definitely needed its own episode just because of all that was happening. It's hard to just throw this in with March Madness or some other random talk.
You got March Madness kind of over with now, pretty much. I mean, Final Four is coming up, but the madness of it.
Shout out to the CUSA last night.
Yeah.
They took care of business. I believe North Texas held Wisconsin to 13 points in the second half. Yeah, they were down like 12 going into halftime, and North Texas just probably slowed it down and dominated like they weirdly do. I won't ever forget that 35-34 game against Tech in the CUSA tournament last year. It was ugly, ugly. And then Jelly Fam and Jordan Walker.
They're always one of my favorite teams when they come to one of the teams that come to
North
Tech
Texas.
Play. I love coming to watch them play in person.
It's always a good game when they play too.
It is.
Always is. No matter how good either team is.
Very well coached. And
yeah, then UAB won in overtime against Utah Valley because that's a school. Yeah. So North Texas versus UAB tomorrow night, Thursday night. And then see if FAU can take care of business this weekend. That'd be awesome if they sweep. It really would be.
Plus 600. Just
I mean, I'm gonna go for it.
Just saying, I am too.
My last plus 600 cash. So
why not?
Yep. Baseball tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Braves first pitch. Can't wait for that. But yeah, go Warriors.
Go Pels.
It's gonna be fun, man.
Let's
10 more days.
Come back, Zion, please.
Please have a good report.
Pretty please.
He about came off the bench last night during the second half.
Oh, did he?
We had another skirmish, and he almost came off the bench.
I would run.
If he that's what SVG said. He was like, "That's a large man.
That's a big man." Yeah.
Dre don't care.
That left hook probably would hurt.
Probably. All right, that's it.
Yeah. Come on, Pels.
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me.